never done this, but before I move on to part 2 of my original luck video as promised, I have to take a few minutes to respond to some comments posted in response to the video I made 2 months ago about the overwhelming role luck plays in our lives, in all of our lives. If you haven't seen that video yet, you should probably do that first. But very simply, I argue that no one does well in this life solely or even largely because of how wonderful a given person is, because of the wonderful choices that person has made, or because that person has worked harder than someone else. And my evidence is fairly simple. Many people are equally wonderful, make equally wonderful choices, sometimes even far better choices, and or work harder than anyone else, and yet they end up in a ditch. Personally, professionally, financially, romantically, whatever. The opposite is also true. Awful people making awful choices with very little effort often end up doing very well. And this is without factoring in the billions and billions of people who have lived prior who never had the opportunity to do as well in life as we have. In addition, I argue that the initial conditions we either enjoy or find ourselves cursed with at birth, our circumstances, and everything that goes into making us who we are when we begin life, are frequently insurmountable and virtually determinative, short of some kind of outside assistance. But before I start talking about any specific comments, let me just point out the irony of commenting negatively on that original luck video in the first place. Because if you were able to comment on that video, I already know that your life is overwhelmingly dominated by good luck. You were lucky enough to be born in or immigrate to the industrial West in the late 20th century with our modern medicine, vaccines, antibiotics, public and private education, roads, highways, economic freedom and opportunity, modern housing, electricity, clean water, unless you're in Flint, of course, abundant food, transportation, computers, and internet connection, vast wastelands of entertainment, including this amazing service called YouTube, where you're watching me now, and the secured human rights that allow you to post a comment here without fearing any kind of retribution, either personal, professional, economic, or political. So congratulations! You are luckier than probably 0.0001% of the entire human population to have ever lived on what used to be this godforsaken planet. You lucky mother. We don't need to take a break. I just got worked up. I'm sorry. Look, some of these people just seem very ungrateful to me. They lack historical perspective. That's my feeling, and I get it because we all want to think that we're in control and that, we deserve what we get and everything, but some of these motherfuckers. One frequent comment suggested that this notion of luck negated the need for hard work. Of course, I never said anything like that, nor do I believe it. The simple fact is, for people born into difficult circumstances, let's call them the unlucky, hard work is a requirement, a fact of life. They don't have a choice to work hard or not. There is no option for them. They're at the bottom doing whatever they can to either scrape by or dig their way out. But it is true that hard work is their best hope for finding an exit. It's simply naive to think that hard work is in any way a guarantee of success or prosperity. And for those in groups that have been historically disadvantaged, remember, they often have to work twice or 3 times as hard just to come up even, because they often lack some of the basic opportunities and resources that the middle and upper classes take for granted. And for the young people in those same situations, they have to do everything, all of this, without the access to the better schools, the better technology, the better extracurricular activities, nutrition, security, etc. Or the money to afford a better college and the opportunities that go with that. This lack of understanding is one of the biggest problems I have with people who don't realize the enormous role luck plays in our lives. Because people at the top often think that they got ahead because they worked so hard. So they reason, if you're not getting ahead, you must not be working hard, or at least hard enough. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've seen this attitude in the wealthy people that I've worked with and for over the years. If working hard got you ahead, then everyone who works hard would get ahead, right? Is there really someone watching this video who is so naive to believe that that's the way the world works? That's the way it happens in life? Hard work is necessary, yes, but it's entirely insufficient. In fact, a lot of the hardest working people in this country are living either in poverty or just above the poverty line. And that's within this time frame in this country. Change the place and or time and things get even worse. For some historical perspective, imagine yourself born to black parents in 1820 on a plantation in the South. How far do you think your hard work would have gotten you then? You would have worked harder than you could have ever possibly dreamed working for your entire life with absolutely nothing to show for it. My friends, if you have worked hard and it's paid off for you, do your happy dance and sing hallelujah, because I guarantee you there are people who are working so much harder than you right this minute, who have always worked harder than you, for whom their hard work is not paying off as it has for you. Historically, you are part of the tiniest percentage of people to have lived on this planet during a time when working hard even had the possibility of paying off the way it's paid off for you. You lucky motherfucker. We can go on. I get worked up again, and but this is going to run really long, right? I mean, do we even have time for the other three? Okay, this ran a little longer than I thought, so I will have to respond to other comments I want to address in a subsequent video. But let me end with this. I want you to imagine being one of those people for whom hard work has not paid off. Some of you don't have to imagine, you're living it. But if you're not, go a little deeper with me now and imagine being part of a group for whom hard work has almost never paid off. Imagine working your ass off 10, 20, 30 years and never really getting ahead or getting the opportunities for your children that you didn't have. Now imagine your children seeing that happen to you generation after generation after generation. There are some people in this country who've seen that happen to their parents, uncles, aunts, grandparents for the last 20 to 30 generations. Think about what that does, the message it sends to those young people about the value of hard work. And for those of you who commented on the importance of working hard, for those of you who really do value that, shouldn't you be doing everything possible to make sure that when a person does work hard, it pays off? Shouldn't you be working hard to that end? I mean, if you want people to value hard work needs to be valuable, doesn't it? I'm me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.